If you're watching this video, you are probably going through some rough times. You might feel lost, depressed, angry, whether it's at yourself or the world. I'm here to tell you that everything will be okay and you matter to me as well as others around you more than you know. I have been in your place before and I can express to you firsthand my experiences and give you a guide on how you can make it out of the darkness. I know you've been longing for the light to shine through your soul. So please keep an open mind, and if you find this video helpful, share it to people who are also going through some rough and troubling times. Thank you, and enjoy the video. You may have gone through many things in your life that have taken a negative toll on your soul and spirit. Traumatic things that changed you as a person drastically. You might reminisce about the times you felt you were at your best and wonder where everything went wrong. There is something holding you back, but you don't know what it could be. I'm here to tell you that you know exactly what that thing is. You most likely blinded yourself to it by burying it deep, deep down. You want to forget about it, but you just can't. You get moments where you may want to talk about it, but who will listen without judgment? Who will keep that secret and who won't? So you bury it, hoping it will go away with time. The first step is to bring that traumatic event back up and face it with confidence and strength. The next part is easier said than done, but take a deep breath, in through your nose and out through your mouth, and accept it. What has happened, unfortunately, cannot be undone, but it can be forgiven. Forgiveness is very divine, but how can you forgive something that hurts you or somebody else? By realizing that holding on to that grudge will hurt you even more. Forgiveness and God is the first step to healing and improving yourself. Since God chose you to be the holy people whom He loves, you must clothe yourselves with tender-hearted energy, kindness, humility, gentleness, and patience. You must make allowance for each other's faults and forgive the person who offends you. Remember, the Lord forgave you, so you must forgive others. And the most important piece of clothing you must wear is love. Love is what binds us all together in perfect harmony. Don't just forgive others, but forgive yourself as well. Don't be so harsh to your being over something that you couldn't control. Learn to love yourself. If you think you can't or you feel it's too hard, it's actually easier than you think. You're watching this video hoping to get something positive out of it. As long as you're still here or there and you continue to try, that's all the proof of love you'll ever need. Once you do that, I want you to pray and really call out to God. Whether you believe in Him or not, He's real. And He exists within you, ready to love, ready to help you in your darkest times. God is the most crucial part about change. Ask God for forgiveness of your sins. Ask Him to cleanse your soul. Ask Him for protection for yourself and others. Ask Him to help you by putting you on the path He has planned for you. God definitely works in many wonderful and beautiful ways, and you can count on Him for anything. And while it's good to want change on your own, remember that one of the 7 deadly sins is pride. The reality is, for a lot of things, you might not be able to do what you desire for yourself. For it's with the help of God that gives you all the strength, the confidence, and the will to change. Anytime you feel like those demons are pulling you back into that deep, dark, bottomless pit, stop their scratching, their clawing, and those evil whispers in your ear and begin praying. Resist temptation and call out to God for help. I had gone through a short period of time where I felt alone. I felt like I had nobody. I felt like no one wanted to really hang out with me, and when people did, I would jump at the chance to finally have a good time with some friends. Then last minute, I would get scared, afraid I was too introverted, afraid I wouldn't know what to talk about, or afraid I would be a buzzkill because I let my depression and anxiety get to me. Then it would be me, pushing away what I had left of my friends. I had longed for someone to be there for me, but my own insecurities and emotions pushed them away, and I began to distance myself by self-sabotaging what was left of that bond. It wasn't until I wanted to change that I realized I always had people there for me. Maybe I pushed them away because, as horrible as this sounds, those people weren't the people I wanted to be there for me. Maybe I wanted someone specific, but I knew it could never happen, so I lost all hope. After a few months had passed and I had worked on myself, I became someone different in such a positive way. I found God and I got everything I needed, but I was still alone. I would ask the people from before to make plans and nothing, or they were just too busy, which is understandable, but I was still alone. I worked up the courage to start going places and doing things on my own, whether it was taking the metro to Los Angeles and taking the bus to the beach, or simply walking to stores and parks with nothing but my own thoughts in the journal. I started to enjoy my own company. I started to love being by myself because I didn't have to worry about anybody other than myself. I could eat wherever I wanted, dress how I wanted without feeling like I was being judged, go where I wanted. I basically had free will without having to worry about other people's desires. The next step to finding yourself is to just enjoy your own time. Other than God, there is no other greater company than your own. You get to know yourself more. You create an understanding that you soon begin to love. And then happiness, joy, and the feeling of euphoria just comes so naturally. Believe it or not, your aura is very real. Don't judge a book by its cover. Fill up the synopsis first. You can tell whether a person is good or bad by filling out their aura or vibrations. After loving yourself, you will be much happier, and people will be spiritually attracted to you more, and friends will come naturally. If certain people that were in your life before are not in your life still, there's always a good reason for that. You just have to figure out that reason on your own. Things that are good, healthy, well taken care of, nourished, and of God will last for an eternity. The saying nothing lasts forever is true. What you consider nothing will be temporary. Whatever things you don't have faith in will leave you. It's the things that you love and protect with the grace of God that will last you forever. A lot of people think that God is bad, that He put us on this earth to suffer. A lot of people think that the evil in the world is God's doing. I understand why people think that. I was in the same mind state a few years ago. But I'm here to tell you that train of thought will take you off track. It will cause you to crash and be in more pain and suffering than you know. God put us on the planet to be in peace and harmony with one another and love everyone as if they were your brothers and sisters. God has provided us with many natural remedies to heal ourselves, and He has even provided us forgiveness out of pure love. Yes, there is struggle, and yes, He allows certain things to happen. That struggle is how you learn to be better and of God. He allows things to happen as lessons to teach us that there are consequences to our actions. You can't expect to not feel the burn of a fire if you foresee the pain and willingly place your hand on the flame out of curiosity. Struggle gives us the opportunity to learn about ourselves and be closer to God. He does not do this out of hatred. He does it out of pure love. There is nothing greater than the feeling of love. You need to understand that love is not something you share with just your significant other or one other person. Love is something you should give to all except evil. Love and relationships can be very tricky, and oftentimes lust is misunderstood as love. A lot of people build their relationship on the base of lust. Those pillars are not strong or stable enough for a relationship and will cause everything to crumble. You do not need a good sex life to have a steady, stable relationship. If you crave the physical immorality of lust, you will find that your relationships will not bring you the everlasting light you desire. Instead, you'll be stuck in a dark pit of sin and loneliness. So my depression goes way back into middle school. I was bullied a lot, like a lot. I was bullied about my ears, the way I dressed, just the way I looked, basically in general. I was weird. I still am weird, but I was bullied a lot. And I think that's when, I guess my depression started, because at that time I also stopped believing in God. And coincidentally, that's when my depression started. That's when I started getting more anxiety, stressed out a lot, and I did nothing but blame God for it. And every single day since middle school, I felt like my life has just been a living hell. I would get in trouble for things that I never did. High school came around and I was very lustful, and I did a lot of girls wrong, very wrong. Um, it wasn't until one girl that I started realizing, like, oh my god, I need to change. I need to stop doing these things. So I started to change myself in that aspect, and I became more of a gentleman towards women, and I became more sympathetic. It wasn't until about a year ago that one of my exes, well, my significant other at the time, had gone into a coma for a little while. And when I found out she was in a coma, I had left early from work, and I worked graveyard at Walmart. So I think I walked all the way back to my house. That was the first time that I had prayed since middle school. And it sounds really bad the way I prayed, the way I said it, but I said, God, if you exist, please, please show me. I need to know. And I also prayed for him to protect, watch over my ex, and to make sure she heals properly. And it sounds weird, but after that, I had seen so many videos of what they call, I went down the rabbit hole of all like the deceptions of the world and how it connects to God and a spiritual warfare. But that's how I found out, like, oh, God is real. And that night when I went to sleep, I woke up, obviously. I walked outside, and it was a nice, bright, sunny day. I walked outside and came on this porch that I'm sitting on right now, and I just felt so different. I felt like for the first time, I finally felt like alive. And from what I experienced, I feel like it was what people call the awakening, and opening your third eye, finally seeing the deceptions and the truth hidden in plain sight type of thing, subliminal messages and stuff. Ever since then, I started praying a lot, and I started to try and get closer to God. I prayed for him to put me on the right path that he had planned for me. I went looking for a Bible at Walmart, Target, and I couldn't find a Bible for some reason. And then I ended up finding one it's weird because that same morning I woke up, I said, you know what, I want to find a Bible. I hope I find a Bible today. And I went to Salvation Army, and right there shining in the freaking light was the Bible. And so now I have a Bible. I started reading it. I started reading more specific things than trying to actually read through it because I have a bad attention span. And ever since I started reading more into the Bible, praying, speaking to God, getting closer to him, I don't have an ounce of depression in me anymore. I feel like I'm just happy every day, always smiling for no reason. I used to wake up and, wish I didn't wake up. I used to wake up and just feel like dead, like I just wanted to die. But now I wake up, wanting to improve something about me every single day. I wake up, I gotta do what I gotta do, and I go to work, come back home, I try and make videos, but I haven't really had like the motivation to do it lately. I don't know why, but that's why I haven't been uploading like as frequently as I was, consistently as I was, but and I've also found out like who I am, type of deal. A lot of people know me. That know me. A lot of people that know me know that I like to dress in baggy clothes. And before, yeah, I would, I guess, try and dress like a cholo or a gangster or whatever. But I realized that that's not me. The whole reason why I tried dressing like that was because, well, one, I do like baggy clothing in general. It's not just because I wanted to look like a cholo or anything. It's because I knew that I wasn't intimidating, and I didn't like the fact that nobody was intimidated by me. So I pushed this look onto myself to try and make me look more intimidating. Some people have told me that I do look intimidating that way, but my personality obviously just doesn't match with that. And so I found out basically who I am, and who I'm not, what I am, what I'm not, whatever you want to call it. And life has just been so great, you know. Obviously, I still get little struggles here and there, you know. Some days I do wake up sad still, but not as often as how it used to be. So that's basically the end of the video. You know what I'm saying? I suck at going off the top of my dome. But that's the end of the video. I didn't want to make it too long because I wanted to see how this video was going to do. Just know that God gives us lessons and blessings. And when you learn something from those lessons, then they will become blessings. Okay? Thank you for watching the video. If you know anybody who's going through some rough times, send it to them. Please, spread the word.